gender equality.
We want
gender equality.
Equal job,
Equal pay.
equal job,
Equal pay.
We want
Gender equality.
No more
Gender disparity.
No more
Gender disparity.
We want
Gender equality.
Many of us seem to want gender equality. But why don't we have it? And from where does this gender inequality begin? Let me take you on my journey. When I was 7 years old, I was traveling in a train with my parents. I saw someone wearing a nice yellow-green sari and begging for money, but her voice was like a man. I was curious. I wanted to look at her face, but suddenly my mother closed my eyes and said, "Don't look at her. This is not a woman, this is a man, and he's just wearing sari to beg for money." A man in sari? From that onwards, I became prejudiced against transgender people. While doing my master's in education, I was traveling again for my academic research and met another trans woman wearing a black jeans and t-shirt. Fortunately, this time my mother was not with me to close my eyes. I stopped her and said, "Why don't you do some job? Why you are begging?" She looked at my face and said, "Who will give me job? Will you?" I said, I'm a student. I'm just going for research. How I can give you?" And then she said something which touched my heart. She said, "Then why don't you do a research on me? Why God made me like this? If God made me like this, then why people not accept me as I am?" I became speechless. After returning back to my college, I started reading the articles, searching the statistics about transgender people, watching the videos, and found that the transgender community is the most affected community when it comes to gender-based discrimination. The population of this community is around 500,000, but out of that, around 98% get thrown out of the home. I took some initiative at my college level, started people making aware about it, volunteering with organizations like Periphery to provide job opportunities to transgender community. But my research was still going. And one day, I wanted to understand from what age children start experiencing gender dysphoria strongly or they feel about their gender identity. And I came across a case study. Gulshan was born as a male, but when she was 8 years old, her family knew that she is a trans girl. In India, most of the public high schools are either boys' school or girls' school. Since Gulshan was born as a male, she was only able to get admission in boys' school. A trans girl in boys' school? Was it easy for her? No. She was locked in the school toilet by her peers to check her genitals whether she is a girl or boy. And after that, she never used a school toilet anymore. After reading this case study, I remember my school days. How everything was divided on the basis of gender. The uniform, the school toilet, the sitting arrangements, everything was divided either boys or girls. After studying for 4 years in boys' school, I was not even able to interact with any girls. If we are not giving opportunity to our children to interact with each other, how can we expect from them to work together and respect to each other? And this is something I wanted to change. And I came with the idea of starting a gender-free learning center. A center where to learn something, you don't need to express your gender identity. In this center, we are not going to follow any uniform system. Children will wear whatever they like to do. We will not follow any sitting arrangements, whether boys is sitting this side or girls is this side. Without considering their gender, children will sit together and they will interact with each other. We will have common toilets for everyone. Why a child should decide their gender before using a toilet? We will include the stories of gender diverse people in curriculum so that children can aware about gender diversity. We will have gender diverse facilitator in our center. We will invite guest facilitators in our center who broke the barriers and now living their own passion, their own dream. Like a woman wrestler, a woman mechanics, a male makeup artist, a transgender who is an activist or a leader. I'm sure this will transform the mindset of our children and will inculcate the value of equality. Breaking the stereotype in the society is not easy. We have to be resilient. And that's why I decided to name this initiative Anantmool. Anantmool is an aromatic wonder herb which can grow even in adverse conditions. I also want our children to become resilient in the society and spread the aroma of gender equality. I also want to inspire other institutions to transform themselves into the gender equality. Do you remember what I asked you in the start of my speech? From where does this gender inequality begin? This begins from our home and become even stronger at our school. If we really want to change it, we have to transform our school system. Now, we have two options. We can either divide our children using all these symbols and try to put them together, or we can remove all these symbols and treat all children equally as human beings. I am choosing this. What about you? Thank you.